Good morning and welcome to this PCF Dev demo from Dell EMC. Dotnext. As you can see, I have already started PCF Dev, the local installation of Pivotal Cloud Foundry on my laptop, and here is the code that I want to deploy. It's some Python code that I want to deploy. This is where it will show up, where my application will be executed, and this is where my second application will be seen from the browser. And this is the PCF Dev UI, where you can see how many applications you have deployed, how many services, and this kind of stuff. So let's connect to Cloud Foundry using a CF login. I'm authenticating as an admin, and I will provide my password. And then I will connect to an organization, so my own slice of PCF Dev. Then I will go on and see where I can deploy my code. So my code is some Python code. There are no containers, no Docker files, whatever. I'm just using my code. So to put my code locally, I just do a git clone of my code right to my workstation. And then to deploy my application, to deploy my code and have Pivotal Cloud Foundry build my application for me starting from my code, I just have to do a cf push command. The cf push command will read the manifest file, which defines the URL, the amount of memory, and the language, in this case Python, that my application is built in, is written in. And then I also provide some requirements, which are, in this case, Python requirements that I want PCF to install to let me run my application. PCF will go on and will install a container with all the dependencies and all the middleware that is needed to run my application. As soon as the application will be installed in that container will be copied as a droplet, which is a term for a sort of template where I can store a container which is already installed with my application, and then it will proceed to create a new container from that droplet. So you see that he has created the droplet, he has destroyed the container, and now he's starting a new one, the one that will be my my running application. Right now, I have one instance of this application running, and PCF has provided me with a URL where I can reach the application. So if I go to my URL, I can see that my application is now running. I've just provided code, and PCF has figured out what's needed to execute that code. Right now, I want to change my code. So I'm using Notepad, the easiest way to change my code. And I'm going to change my Python file, so the file that was called lopcf.py. I will make a small change, so I will just change my background color from green to blue, mimicking the green-blue deployment that is typical in cloud native application. So I just change my code, and to restart my application, I can do a cf push. I could also have automated this, doing a seamless transition from blue to green code to blue to green deployment. In my case, green to blue. The application is taken down for a few seconds, and PCF is now working to recreate from the code that I changed a new droplet, and then creating my application and making it available at the URL that it was provided into the YAML file, the manifest YAML file. So the application now is started, and if I refresh my web page, I can see that now I have the new code running in production or in my test environment. As easy as that. So let's move to an application that is a little bit more complex. This is written in Java and also uses other languages, and will also use some external services that we will talk in a few minutes. So again, to take my code locally, I just do a git clone of this GitHub repository to have the code locally in my workstation, in my laptop, in this case a Dell laptop. So the git clone completed, and now I just have to move into the directory and then do a cf push to run this new application alongside with the others. So again, you can see that here I have all the code that I needed along with the manifest.yaml file, and issuing a cf push. This time PCF will figure out that I'm using Java and I'm also using other languages. So you can see Ruby, Node.js, Go. So there are a few pieces of code inside this bigger application. Pivotal Cloud Foundry is installing all the components that are needed to run this code, all the middleware, all the required dependencies that I've stated. It will create a container, put that container into the droplet, and then start my new application using the container that was produced in the first stage. As you can see, in this case, we are using Tomcat for hosting our Java application. Now the droplet has been built, so PCF will now start my application and will give me back the URL and the details around the application that I am running. So you see that I have one instance. I'm using a little bit more memory here, but if I go to the URL, I can see that now my application has been published and it is available for my users. This is a simple application that gets some data, some sales order divided by the different regions that I have. If you go to the UI for PCF, you can see that all my application are there. I can see the details when I've started, when I stopped them, how are they running, which are the number of instances, the CPU, the RAM used, and this type of stuff. Same information I can get using CF apps, which lists all my current application, all my running application, and with CF app name of the application, I get more details like the number of instances, the memory, which are the build packs that CF has used. I can also see how my application is behaving using CF events. So I see who started the application, how the application is running, how many instances I have running, and all the application logs are collected. And if I do a CF logs, I can see that my application are running, I'm producing a lot of logs, and these logs are captured by the platform. So the platform has also the task to collect the logs for me. This application is special, so if I can click on kill application, that button, the application will crash. uh, Pivotal Cloud Foundry does some health monitoring of my application. So if I do my ACF events, I can see that the platform has seen that my application has crashed. So the platform will restart my application automatically and it will be available in a few seconds. So if I can just click and update my state, update my application, I can see that it's back online again because the platform has a knowledge of the health of the application. So this is a key thing if I want my application to run healthy in my PCF environment. I can also scale my application, and scaling an application is very easy because the platform takes care of all the steps for me. So I do have CS scale, name of the application, minus I number of instances, and immediately my application will be scaled, load balancer will be updated, the logs will be collected from all instances, so the platform will do all the heavy lifting stuff for me. As you can see, the second instance is starting. As soon as it will be started, it will be available for my users to be used and to be balanced by the load balancer. So if I refresh, I can see that now I have in my PCF demo two running instances of my application, and I also see the logs here that somebody, in this case the admin user, has scaled my application, and the logs are coming through as before, and the logs are divided. I can recognize if it is the first instance or the second one that is producing the logs. So you can see the RTR/0, that could be something like RTR/1 when the second instance is producing logs. So I see application are tracked down to the specific instance. And now if I want to scale it down, it's the same process, or minus I1, and the application will be scaled down and everything will be updated by the platform in a seamless way. Now, let's see how can I add data services to my application. So I have a concept of marketplace. So there are services that I can use, that I can connect to my application, services like local volumes, databases, and this kind of stuff. In this case, my application uses a RabbitMQ service to get data from sales. So right now, I don't have connected this type of service, so I can create one. And creating a service is as easy as doing a cf create service, type of the service. So in this case, the p-rabbitmq, which is the one that you see up there in the marketplace, and then I give it a name. As soon as I have created the service, I will have to connect it to my application and to restage it. So to update it with the environment variables that will uh, manage my application, will connect my application to the external services in a seamless way. I don't have to manage password, ports, whatever. The platform is taking care of that. So I've created my service, and if I do a create ACF services, I can see it, the RabbitMQ. Now I connect this service to my application. So CF bin service, I want to bin the service to my application, name of the application, and then the name of the service that I created before, which is RabbitMQ. So I'm a bad typist, so I missed the name. The name is correct name is PCF demo. So let's retype it. Here we go. And now the platform says that I have to restage it. So I have to do a CF restage PCF demo. Mistype again, but as you can see, the platform is helping me. And again, my application will be restarted. It will start with the correct environment variables. It will be, and then it will be able to connect to the data that will fetch the orders into my application, and I will be able to see some data moving inside my application. So again, the application is being rebuilt, and now the first instance is starting, and it will be connected automatically to my data source. Here we go. Now we have the running application, and if I go to my page, it will be available. Here we go. And then if I start the data stream up there, the application will start to fetch data from the RabbitMQ service. So as you can see now, I have graphs on how many orders are being served into the different regions. So that was the demo for today. Thank you very much.